one Vietnam Mack hauler from the first Cars movie. So, this is a very anticipated release, having gotten a re-release in 8 years. So 2 years ago, we got the Cars 2 Mack hauler. If you want to check it out, there'll be a card right above, along with my Bobby Swift hauler review. So, the reason why I got the Vietnam Mack hauler is because my cousin got a baby, so I think I'll help the cousin's baby start the collection, and I would recommend getting a Mack hauler. So Mack is going to be a great start to the collection. The Vietnam one. So I bet the Vietnam one would be very similar to the China one. So, it says Mack hauler, unfortunately, no artwork. So, here's the eyes, Lightning McQueen. There's the back. And his first release was way back in 2009. Made in Vietnam. And you can see his Cars tree flames. Maybe an animation error. So without further ado, let's open him up. Looks very nice. There are some screenshots where he appeared in the first Cars movie. We are taking a look at the 2006 version of Mack. The 2006 Rust-eze version of Mack. He first appeared when McQueen was looking for his trailer between the leakless and the RPM trailer. And Mack made some funny faces when McQueen and Mack were heading to the Piston Cup tiebreaker race before the tuners scene. And he did appear in Mayor in the Ghost Light as well, just briefly, at Flo's V8 Cafe. With some townies as well. Oh, however, he did appear in Cars the video game and Cars Racerama and Cars the video game. He did appear next to Flo's V8 Cafe with the Circle for Piston Cup events as well for the Button, I believe. And for Cars vs. Obama, he did appear in the Mack Track Challenge, and that, for Mattel, that became a playset as well, which was quite interesting as well. That playset is quite rare, and I used to have that playset before moving to, when I moved to Chicago in January of 2010 as well, 15 years. Unfortunately, he did not appear in Matter National, but we are talking about the Cars 1 Mack. Cars 1 paint job. No Cars 2, but without further ado, let's review him. But the semi, he looks happy, but look at his mouth. The classic 95 Mack. Rust-eze tree. Rust-eze. Rims are out of place, number 95. Not too grainy. Eyes are not too grainy. Nice pipes. Rust-eze medicator bumper, orbit rear end formula. Made in Vietnam. Unfortunately, there's no date stamp on it. And there's that hole, connected to the truck. There's the Rust-eze flaps. We'll do the comparisons before the trailers. I've been reviewing a bunch of haulers during my Piston Cup Nights episodes as well. There's that Mack grill. And he looks happy. Unfortunately, he does have a mouth plate. Nice plastic hat. So the Thailand one has very different expression. It has a bigger text. Thailand looks very different. And the Thailand one didn't even have a trailer, and plus the Thailand one is one of the last deluxes before Mattel canceled the deluxe line in 2022. The melts are the same on the China and Vietnam one. Where's mine? Oh, wait. I found my Mack one. The one that came with the 2008 Deluxe. On the first Deluxes. That's from Mace Obama. The one that looks relaxed. The one that does not have the hole. And I did review the Mack and the Rust-eze team with one of my, and this was my first Piston Cup Nights episode. So let's take a look at the trailer. The trailer has wobbly tires, unfortunately. No date stamp, and Mack is in the same case with Gila Chet Box car However, I do need a new chip box guard because my pipe broke. Rust-eze, Lightning McQueen, Lightning Bolt, Nature Mood Springs, Gaskets, No Stall, Neezy Idol, Vitaline, Octane Gang, Retread, Leakless, Revolting, Shifty Drug, Toe Cap, Transmitted Juice, Shiny Wax, Tank Coat, and Gas Burn. While the playset one has RPM, Little Twinkly Pistons, and Clutch Aid, but the 155 scale doesn't, which I didn't even know. The 155 scale one does have headlights, but the playset one doesn't. But this is too early for a comparison. I'm so sorry. And the Mack I don't think Mack has a satellite dish before. And he does have those dashes. There's Rust-eze 4. So, let's load up a Cars 1 McQueen for his next race. Then there's his Rust-eze logo with his iconic McQueen paint job. Let's get out the very first Mack toy. So the expression looks very horrid because look, the diecast looks so much better. The lightning bolt is on the door for the playset. But there are no mud flaps on the playset. Even though the playset looks very nostalgic, we will do a question of the day at the end. Oh wait, when this video comes out, I'll be putting a poll. When this video comes out. Actually. And even though this Mack is the playset Mack is extremely plastic. I haven't reviewed a Mack like, oh wait, I haven't reviewed Mack like the color changes Mack. Let's get out the Cars 2 Mack. For Hudson Hornet Piston Cup Lightning McQueen. I did get this at Aurora Walmart. This one barely gets off. Rust-eze. That one used to be extremely rare, but not anymore. This one says, I really like this one. It says, follow me to Radiator Springs, proud sponsor of Lightning McQueen. Really love the Hudson Hornet Piston Cup Lightning McQueen, but yet we do not have a Thailand variant of him. It's been like 11 years since we don't have a re-release version of him. Last but not least is the Cars Tree Mack. This one is darker with the flames, which this is my favorite paint job of Mack. Trailer. There are no contingency sponsors except for the piston cup. This one looks amazing. Really love this. So, which paint job of Mack do you prefer? Oh wait, there's a screenshot of the Rust-eze Mack, which Mattel never, ever released. So, the Rust-eze Mack from Cars 3, Cars 1 Mack, Hudson Hornet Piston Copper Queen, or Cars 3 Mack? I think the nostalgia beats it, which is Cars 1 Mack. But what is yours? Oh wait! Oh wait! So which variant of Mack do you prefer? Vietnam, Thailand, or China? I have to go with China because it's more cleaner and it doesn't have that creepy eye line. But what is yours? And that'll do it for this review today on the Cars 1 Vietnam Mack. And like I said, I'll be giving this to one of my cousin's babies because he is starting a Cars collection soon, I believe. And plus, he doesn't look extremely different, I believe. And plus, I haven't reviewed a Cars 1 Mack before, but nothing less, I hope you enjoyed this review, and we'll see you next time, and goodbye.